And we got 10 questions coming up here shortly as well. But we were just talking about this, man. Co-main events, a card that could basically be 2 cards. This is going to be a pretty big night over at MSG, huh?
Yeah, dude. It's, two real serious events in the same night by the same promoter at the same event. That's pretty legit, man. There's a full Bellator 180 card, which ends in a title fight of 205ers. And then there's my card, which is 2 title fights, then me, then Chael and Vandalay. That's a hell of a card, man.
It's really cool. Plus,
and if you buy the tickets for that, if you buy live venue, you get 2 full cards, 3 title fights of like some of the best fighters in the world. And if you don't know who Michael Chandler is, you're about to find out. And if you don't know who Lima or Larkin are, good God, they go hard.
What's your game plan for Fedor?
Stay long, punch him. My game plan doesn't really change because most everybody's the same. With Fedor, I have to be a little bit more careful because he's a sambo guy, real good throws, great on the ground, and much more explosive than most other heavyweights. But he's not me, and I feel like I fit his puzzle a hell of a lot better than he fits mine.
Do you feel more comfortable fighting because you feel more comfortable at Bellator? Sometimes when you're not feeling comfortable at work because of stuff that's over top of you, you don't
perform
always,
your
job as well.
You know, that's interesting. I don't know. I've only had 2 fights there, so I can't give a good answer for that. But what I can say is that I'm happier, and my life overall is better. Like, I don't know if that's because, I broke up with a girl I was dating before, and I have a better life now, like less stress kind of thing. I don't know if I'm around my children a whole lot more because I stay home instead of traveling to train. But I'm happier, and I know that. And like I bust the PR guy stones. I'm like, they say, hey, can you jump on this interview? No. I'm going to do it. Of course I'm going to do it. I don't mind. I just do it to be a jerk. But like, and they get that. They get my personality. And I'm like, okay, cool. See you at this time. So it's a good time. And really, yeah, maybe, I think you may be right. The more I talk about it, yeah, I think that could be.
So a drama-filled last relationship?
Yeah, for certain, man. Like stress, like week of the fight, like texts of just madness, craziness, like worried about girls I take pictures with that are promo stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't have time for jealousy in my life, man. Get on before you get spit on, little lady.
I never heard that one. Let's play 10 questions here.
It's time for America's favorite game show, where we tell the studio guest what they should think. It's 10 questions, not taped in front of a live studio audience.
You went to Purdue, you played football there, roommate with Drew Brees. So tell us, what is a Boilermaker?
A Boilermaker is a awesome drink of whiskey
and beer. Yeah. My guess is Drew Brees has never had an actual Boilermaker.
Probably not. He's a saint. Oh, he's pun intended. You see what I did there?
That's good.
That's what I roll, baby.
Saint. Nice. True or false? The name Trey Junkin still gives you nightmares.
True. The name Trey Junkin still gives Trey Junkin nightmares.
You were part of that 0-2 Giants team that blew the huge lead against the Niners in the playoffs.
2 of the largest losses in college football history. We lost against the Georgia Bulldogs in the Outback Bowl, first sporting event of the millennium, 25-point collapse against the Giants, with the Giants against the 49ers, 25-point collapse in the playoff game.
Man.
Dubious distinctions of my life.
We need a horseshoe. We need a rabbit's foot or something for you. Number 3, what's your favorite memory from partying with Jeremy Shockey?
Oh, good God. There was
another couple of hours?
A lot for a lot, and we did a lot.
New York was very, very good to you.
Yeah, I had a great experience in New York.
Yeah. Number 4, what's Drew Brees' favorite college dorm food?
I'm going to go with a pastrami sandwich.
I would have said like ramen or something. A pastrami sandwich, huh?
Yeah, I made that up. Completely.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
Well, you were roommates, so was he ever eating something constantly?
Yeah, man. He was, but this is back in the day, remember? So health wasn't really, this is back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So health wasn't really that much of a concern. So you eat whatever you want to eat. Salad, I don't eat rabbit food. I'm not a rabbit.
You've actually been in a number of eating competitions, okay? Which did you perform best at?
Performed best at, there was one called AJ's Burgers and Beefs in West Lafayette. They had to eat a 2-pound hamburger, loaded chili cheese waffle fries in 12 minutes. I ate 4 hamburgers, couldn't do it again, but a competitive eater, a chick, did it in 2.5 minutes.
Holy crap.
8 quarter-pound patties, and a loaded giant thing of chili cheese, jalapenos, bacon on these waffle fries. 2.5 minutes. And she said she should have done it faster.
You should date her now.
Never. She would poop it up. She needs a lot of poopery because that would be out of control.
Number 6. Is Jason Worth's beard cool or gross?
It is the coolest thing on the planet.
It's pretty gross.
It is. He's my dude. He's my dude. I gotta throw. But he did wear a really dope silk suit one time I saw him, and it looked great with the beard. So maybe it was the iridescent shine off the silk that made the beard look so dope.
Number 7. What's your favorite podcast?
My favorite podcast. I'm gonna go with The Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah, I figured. It's a good one. I mean, for fight fans, it's
Brendan's
like the
my
best
dude.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Brendan, you know.
And Joe hasn't gotten me on yet, so sorry, Joe.
Number 8. What's the best moment from the Ultimate Fighter show?
You know, man, I don't know. I can't give you a quick answer on that one.
No?
I gotta marinate on that.
Do you ever think about when you were on there?
I think about a lot of it. Like at the end, when everybody was done fighting, we just had to finish the shows out. That was cool because we all got along and all the stupid drama was over.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Like it was a lot. There was a lot going on that time.
Yeah.
You know, Kimbo made a really good barbecue sauce. I got a Kimbo story if you want to hear it.
Yes, I would love it.
All right. So we were talking about. Am I going to ruin the 10 questions?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So I told the story before, not here though, but we were all sitting around at the end of the show, and we're kind of hanging out, talking about whatever. And he's like, "Look, for those of you," and literally everybody was sitting around. It was like story time with Kimbo. Like everybody sitting around like little kids, like waiting to hear what he's talking about. And he said that,
"Come sit on Kimbo's lap."
Come sit on Kimbo's lap. Come touch Kimbo's beard and let's talk. So we're sitting around and he tells us that for those of us that stick in the UFC, our lives are going to change. He's already been through it and we're kind of listening to him. He talks about why it would change and how you're going to travel a lot more and stuff like that. And he's like, but the thing is, like, traveling, he was married, had a handful of kids. Like when you travel a lot, you have to trust your spouse. He's like, your girl. He's like, so that's a difficult thing. He's like, so this is what you can do to see the trust is legit or not. Before you leave, you go to the master bathroom, you lift the toilet seat up and you wipe down the rim. When you come back home, first thing you do is check the toilet seat. If there's piss dribble on the toilet seat, some dude's been stepping in your crib and sleeping in your bed. And we're like, wow. But if there's no pee dribble, then your wife's been good to you, right? And we were like we all heard that and we're like, wow, like the doors of life opened up, you know?
Like Yoda.
It was amazing. So the piss dribble changes your life. Hey, ladies, if you're listening, forget about it. Dudes, if you're listening, check it. It's good business. When you leave for work one day, go check it.
Number 9, after story time with Kimbo, please give me Fedor's full name.
Fedor, full-fledged badass, Emelianenko.
Sorry, Fedor Vladimirovich.
Yeah.
And then his last name.
I wonder if Vladimirovich was his mother's maiden name. I don't wonder if he was given that.
And finally, number 10, at Purdue, how many beers and wings could you consume in one sitting?
In one sitting, I could probably consume, back in the day, 43 chicken wings and at least 16 beers.
43 and 16. That's a solid stat line.
I was 295 pounds of bloat and swollenness. I was ready.
That's your 10 questions. 16 beers. When you got up after 16 beers, that's a lot of, even in a cheap college bar, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Are you like woozy or are you just feeling good?
No, I'm hammered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm leaning on my friends getting out of the bar.
Okay.
Hopefully that didn't happen too often. Not that I can remember, but I probably did.
Matt Mitrione, Bellator, NYC, part of the co-main event. He's fighting Fedor coming up. The event airs at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific on pay-per-view, which is a big deal for now pay-per-view in Bellator.
It's the second pay-per-view ever for Bellator, and it's massive. The pay scale for it is massive. The advertising for it is massive. It's going to be a hell of an event, man. Watch me become a legend that night.
And that's MSG, so Spike TV starts things up earlier in the evening, then it goes to pay-per-view later in the evening. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster.com at MSG. It's going to be a beautiful weekend here in New York. Come in, see the fight, have a good time. And it's, as you said, it's going to be hours upon hours. I mean, there's going to be tons of fights in this thing.
Massive, man. I mean, each championship fight's a minimum of 29 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, or a maximum of 29 minutes. That's,
Yeah.
that's a lot of fighting.
That's a lot of
You
fighting.
know, those 10 questions are pretty intense because they're so personalized.
Yeah.
That takes some time.
we
That's
got a good
impressive.
research crew around here.
That's a good job.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Matt,
Yeah.
this was awesome. You got to come back.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
This is cool.